Have you ever wondered if we can actually change how long and, more importantly, how well we live just by changing what's on our plate? Well, in this explainer, we're diving deep into one very famous eating pattern that science has been obsessed with for decades, and for a really good reason.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? Is it really possible to eat your way to a longer, healthier life? It's such a powerful idea, and for years, researchers have been on the hunt for the perfect diet that might just unlock that very potential.
And in that search for the secret to a long life, one name just keeps popping up again and again: the Mediterranean diet. There's a mountain of studies suggesting it does wonders for both the body and the mind. So let's get into it and see what the evidence really says.
Okay, so before we jump into the amazing benefits and some pretty surprising new variations, let's get crystal clear on what we're even talking about. What is the classic Mediterranean diet really at its core?
The first thing to know is that it's not really about strict rules or counting every calorie. It's more of a pattern, a way of eating. The whole focus is on fresh, whole plant foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes, and then rounding it out with a moderate amount of oily fish. It's a pretty simple concept, but as you're about to see, it is incredibly powerful. That all sounds great in theory, right? But what does the science actually have to say about it? I mean, it's one thing for a diet to sound healthy, but it's a completely different ballgame to have the hard research to back it all up. So let's take a look.
And honestly, what's so remarkable is just how wide-ranging the benefits are. We're talking study after study linking this way of eating to everything from better brain health and a lower risk of cancer, all the way to improved gut health and even stronger bones. It's not just about one single thing. It's like a full-body tune-up. And look, these aren't just some random headlines we're pulling up. These findings are backed by major comprehensive reviews from experts like Dr. Thomas Barber, who's a professor and endocrinologist. He's analyzed this huge body of evidence, and it all confirms the diet's incredible effects on our health.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The story doesn't just stop there. This diet isn't some ancient relic. It's an evolving idea. Researchers are now actually modifying this traditional pattern to tackle some very specific, very modern health challenges.
Yeah, scientists have basically taken the core principles, the blueprint, if you will, and tweaked them to create these supercharged versions. They're designed to fight things like dangerous visceral fat or that age-related cognitive decline we all worry about. Let's look at two of the most famous variations right now. First up, there's this fascinating twist called the Green Med Diet. It takes that plant-forward idea and just pushes it to the next level. We're talking 100% plant-based, no meat at all. And it has a very specific goal: to be even more effective at getting rid of visceral fat. That really harmful fat that wraps around your internal organs.
And then there's another specialized version called the Mind Diet. And as the name suggests, this one has a laser focus on the brain. It actually combines the best parts of the Mediterranean diet with another one called the DASH diet, all with the express purpose of fighting off cognitive decline as we get older.
So let's just break it down real quick. You've got the classic, which is your foundation for overall health and wellness. Then there's the green version, which doubles down on plants to specifically go after that dangerous visceral fat. And finally, the Mind Diet, which is that special hybrid engineered to protect our brains. It really shows how one powerful idea can be adapted for all these different health goals.
So after all that, what does this all mean for us? With all these options and all this compelling data, what's the big takeaway here? How do we actually use this information in our own lives to improve not just our lifespan, but our health span, those years we get to live in good health?
And this, right here, is the crucial insight. The secret isn't really about finding one single, rigid, perfect diet. It's about adopting a powerful pattern of eating. It's a flexible framework that's all about whole, fresh foods that you can adapt to what you need, whether that's better overall health, sharper brain function, or managing your weight.
And that really brings us to our final thought. This isn't about some massive overnight overhaul. It's about making small, sustainable changes. So thinking about this powerful pattern, what's just one small step you could take this week on your own path to a longer, healthier life? Thanks for joining me.